Hello guys, my name is Biolazer and welcome back to the channel. For those of you returning subscribers, hello, and for those new subscribers, welcome to the channel. So most people know me as Biolazer, an Ark Xbox One player on this platform. Now I have been trying to expand my horizons. I've always tried to make the channel not one game based because I like to play other games. You know, I've been playing Ark Survival Evolved for the last year. No, I'm lying. 2 years or probably 2 more years on YouTube at least. I've been playing way more video games before that. I've played Rust. I play a lot of games. So now I'm trying out Rust because the rumor is that Rust is going to come out for console. Probably at the end of the year or probably at the beginning of next year. Who knows? But it was on the roadmap. And for those of you that don't know what a roadmap is for Rust, is basically, think about it, if you're in school, college, high school, middle school, the teacher always gives you a syllabus. And the syllabus is usually what needs to be done in the class and what needs to get done. Now, Rust for console was on the roadmap, and then out of nowhere they took it out. So I wonder if it was crossed out, as in like they finished it, or did they give it to another like company or something to deal with it, kind of like what Ark Survival Evolved did when they were trying to bring out the Ark to the console. They kind of gave it to somebody else to handle that and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I'm excited for it, and I can get it. I really want to play Rust for the Xbox. But for those of you that don't know what Rust is, and I know that some people that already play Rust know about Rust, I understand that any of these things that I'm about to say, you guys probably know it already. But for those of people that watch only Ark content and come back for my Ark content, I want to explain to you guys what Rust is really about. I've been playing Rust for a little bit now and stuff like that. And basically what Rust is that it's nothing like Ark. First of all, Rust came before Ark. So a lot of the game mechanics that Ark has came from Rust. So if you guys like Ark, you're definitely you're gonna like a lot, like you're gonna love Rust. So when it comes down to Rust, it's not like Ark at all. You don't level up, you don't gain levels, you don't learn blueprints like by gaining levels. No, Rust is a game where everybody has the same. It's like a communist era, you know. Everybody has the same things. You know, when you start out at the beach with a rock and a torch. A torch, because nights are horrible in this game. There's no gamma up. There's no. It's just dark as hell at night. So they give you a torch. Now the downside to that is that if you turn on the torch, people are gonna know that you're there. So it kind of sucks. But hey, man, it's part of the survival game. You know, you get a rock. Unlike Ark, when you spawn in, you start punching trees and shit like that, like you're playing Minecraft or something. No, on Rust you get a rock. Now that rock you could harvest, of course, stone with, and you could harvest tree with. Unlike Ark, where you could, wherever tree you see you could harvest, whatever rock you see you could harvest. It's not like that on Rust. On Rust, of course, if you see any tree, you could harvest whatever tree. As for stones, you cannot harvest stones unless it's like a stone that is like, you're gonna see the particular stone. At first I couldn't get the hang of it, but then eventually you get the hang of it. I was like, okay, this is a rock. Okay, this is what I could harvest. Now whenever you harvest a stone, there's gonna be like a little icon, like a little like glowing light that shows up. Whenever you hit that, it's kind of like, for those of you that are Fortnite players, whenever you hit that, you will get critical hits, I guess you could say. So you harvest the material a lot faster and you get out of there, which whatever tool you're using. So of course the thing will be like, you know, there's stone, and there's gonna be stone tools, and then of course there's metal tools, and so on and so on. Same thing, the concept as Ark. Now in Rust is different because you have things like, you know, you have like metal pickaxe, and then you have something like, I think it's called ice pick, and that thing is like higher grade. And then there's of course the jackhammer, which is like something else. But these tools, they don't get you more resources. It's just, it's faster are harvesting the resources. It's gonna give you the same resources that a metal tool will give you, but like the ice pick and the sledgehammer, they're gonna give you by far like things more. I've heard that the chainsaw does give you more wood. I don't know, I've never really got my hands on a chainsaw and tested it out, so I can't really confirm it. But a lot of people have said that yes, they do give you a lot more wood, and you kind of get wood quickly and you get out. So those are basically the basics. Now when it comes down to VPs and leveling up, you don't level up in this game. What you do is that it's called Rust. So that's why I have like a little icon of a little barrel. That's where you're gonna get your VPs. When you go around hitting barrels and stuff like that, there's gonna be boxes when you go. People call it I'm gonna go make a run for the barrels, or do a barrel run and stuff like that. you go out, you start hitting barrels. Now you sometimes you get what you call as scraps on the game, and you're gonna need that in the future for other things that you need to do. But for now, save as much as scraps as you can. You're gonna get other tools like materials and components that you're gonna need in order to craft guns and stuff like that. So how you get your blueprints is sometimes you'll find blueprints on like boxes that you find along the way when you're hitting barrels, or sometimes you'll find the gun itself and now you have a decision to make. You could keep the gun, and the gun comes with, I think it's like sometimes 4 bullets in the chamber, depending on which gun it is. Some come with only 1 bullet on the chamber. So now when it comes down to it, as soon as you get a gun, you run back home right away. You're like, okay, this is awesome. I got the gun, we're good to go. So what are you gonna do next? What you're gonna do next is basically, it's up to you. You could craft, most people what they'll do is that they'll craft what's called like a blueprint learner bench. I don't really know the name of it that well, but it's basically a bench where you put the gun in there, and then it's gonna tell you, okay, you need this many scraps. This and the scraps come in handy, because it's going to tell you you're going to need this many scraps in order to learn it. Now, of course, in order for you to make this blueprint research thing, you're going to need scraps. I believe it's like 75 scraps, so you're going to need that for sure in order to make, what you need to do. I think it's 75, and then after that, I think in order to learn the first guns, you're gonna need 75 scraps, if I'm not mistaken. And then as well as you could learn the bullet for the gun. So of course, first thing you want to do is go home, get the bullet, learn the bullets, learn the gun and stuff like that. That way, if you lose, now mind you, when you learn the gun, whenever you learn something, it destroys it. But I think it's a bittersweet type situation, because now, I mean, you lost the gun that you just got, but at the end of the day, if you were to go outside and you get killed, somebody steals that gun from you, now you have to go find another gun. Meanwhile, if you sacrifice the gun, you learn it, now you know this blueprint for the whole wipe, and now I'm gonna explain to you what a wipe means on Rust. You're gonna know the blueprint for the whole wipe, or at least for the rest of the wipe, that way you could craft as many as you can. And this is when the components come in place. As you're going around getting barrels, you're gonna get components. Now some guns take different components, some guns take different things and stuff like that. And then this is when it comes to handy for those of you that are Ark players and stuff like that. There's this thing called a smithy. On Rust, it's called a workbench. So there's a level 1, there's a level 2, and there's a level 3. Of course, you're gonna need the level 1 to make like basic stuff, like your little revolvers and stuff like that. That looks like you basically got a couple of barrels, put them together with some rubber bands and stuff like that, and that's your new gun. You're gonna need to be near it. You don't have to put the materials inside the workers bench, and it's not like an Ark how it works that you put stuff inside the smithy. It doesn't work like that. And this one, you just have to be near it. If you ever go in the inventory of the workers bench, it would just tell you put this many scraps, and it randomizes, and you could learn, I think it's up to 100 scraps. No, yeah, it's 100 scraps, and then you could learn something random, but a lot of people tell you not to do that, because it could be random. It could be like, oh, all of a sudden you learn the spikes, all of a sudden you learn how to make, like, I don't know, a flipper or something like that, so you might not get what you want. Sometimes people get lucky and they get guns. Sometimes people don't get lucky and they get dumb stuff like how to make a barrel and stuff like that, so it sucks. So I wouldn't suggest for you to waste your scraps on that. I would just say save your scraps to learn things that you get along the process. Okay, so one of the things about Rust that Rust has, if you're gonna play it on PC, I don't know how it's gonna be on console, but how it is on PC is that you have your official servers right here, like the regular official servers. Now, when it comes to official servers, a lot of people will tell you, don't play official servers, they're cancerous and stuff like that. You might see that the population is low right now, and that's because there's going to be an update tomorrow. So all the servers are going to wipe. So now when I said about wipe and what does wipe mean, is that Rust is basically a month-to-month game. So every month there's a wipe, as in, like, for those of you that are Ark players, think about it as an apocalypse. Every month there's like, they wipe the whole board. So there's no bases, nobody knows blueprints, none of that stuff. So that's why I said you will learn the blueprint until the end of the wipe, so there's no blueprints, there's none of that. So the reason why this game, I would think that it's sometimes in some occasions a lot better than Ark, is because of the fact that there's no such thing as a big alpha tribe that rules the whole server for months and months and months ahead, and like, look at all these servers. The servers are maximum like 200, 150 population and stuff like that, 300 up to certain things. It's because it gets overwhelmed. It gets really packed. The servers are always action packed, PvP all the time. You're always going in playing. It's amazing. That's why I can't wait for this game to come out to Xbox, because I'm sure just like Ark, when Ark came to Xbox and stuff like that, just people rushed it. Now that's not to say that that Rust is not, like, you know, there's still hackers, there's still people that use aim bots and stuff like that. This is why I wanted to come to console. Not to say that everybody in the community does that, but like, you know, nobody really knows who's doing what, who's doing, because, you know, hackers will always get smart, and they get smarter with every hack. So now when it comes down to this whole thing, like I was explaining, so every month there's a wipe. Now there's a wipe in between the months, which is called a VP wipe. There's a VP wipe, and then there's a full bore wipe. So let's say it's the beginning of the month, you know, like next week, tomorrow, where the wipe is gonna happen. Everybody starts out fresh, new on the beach. Everybody goes out. Everybody's trying to build the base. Everybody's trying to, like, get stuff done and things like that, and so on and so on, just to try to you know, just to try and get some BPs and try to make some plays and try to do things. And then 2 weeks later, there's gonna be what's called a board wipe. And a board wipe is basically like everybody's base gets deleted. Everybody starts out from square one, but the thing is that there's not a VP wipe, so you still know all the blueprints that you knew from the last wipe. So basically, if you learn how to do guns, if you learn how to do metal axes, metal pickaxe and stuff like that, you're gonna start the game already knowing those blueprints. So it's gonna get you ahead of the game, you know. Just like other people might know C4, other people might know bullets for specific AK and stuff like that. You know, it's different. Like, so like the second wipe, so after 2 weeks, and then everybody starts off fresh again, it's incredible because everybody just knows guns. Everybody's just trying to get components to build the guns and go out there and start murdering people. So it makes it to, and then 2 weeks later, then there's a what's called a VP wipe, which is like a full bore wipe. Like, you know, they wipe everybody. It's like bases, and then they wipe everybody's like VPs. So of course that's what I call every month, because, you know, 2 weeks, there's 4 weeks in a month. So of course 2 weeks in, you know, you get your regular board wipe, not a VP wipe, and then 2 weeks later is a full board wipe, and everybody starts out from fresh. So it's always, that's why people always tell, like, whenever you see Rust players, they'll always be like, oh man, I didn't have a good wipe this wipe, let's hope next wipe is better. That's why they'll say that. But now back to the whole servers. There's different types of servers. Then there's community servers, which I guess you will call dedicated. Now a lot of people prefer to play this type of servers. Why? Because of the reason being that there is there's admins, and some it's really hard, but there is some servers out there, and then YouTubers will tell you this is called vanilla, you know, which is like you always want to look for vanilla, which means there's not, like, it's not really like modded. It doesn't have the rates like times 17,000 and stuff like that. You know, you always want to find a threshold of like times 2 and stuff like that. That way you don't feel like you're grinding as much, it feels like, and things like that. So of course people like dedicated server, just like people like dedicated servers on Ark a lot of times rather than official. Why? Because it's not so much hackers, it's not so cancerous as people like to say and stuff like that. I don't like that word so much, you know, because I work in the medical field, so that has another meaning to me. So that's why I try not to use it, but that's what people like to say. So if you go through here and you search and you look for it, you try to find something that is good, you know, a good server for, like, I don't know, for like things like that. So then there's this type of server, solo only, monthly wipe. So it's like solo players only, you know. There's not a lot of population because, like I said, people didn't really play much this week because of, like, tomorrow is the wipe, so not a lot of people are playing today. There's not much things to do. Now it is early in the morning, so maybe it'll get packed in the afternoon. And some of these servers get so packed that there's literally a waiting queue to join and stuff like that, you know. And like I was saying, there's different servers. You could try to type in low type of stuff, and then it will give you low pop, which this usually low pop. Usually when it says low, it means that it's usually not like big tribes and stuff like that. It's usually like 3-0s and stuff like that. You can look for specific things here, you know, like solo and stuff like that. That way you find all the solo friendly and solo friendly, so like that. There's a lot of PvP, you know. The things are crazy. Now of course some of you are console players, so you really don't know and you really don't care much about this and stuff like that. But then there's also this thing, the modded. So when you play modded, it is specific servers that are modded to have, you see, like this one says Rust ×2 vanilla solo duo only. So it doesn't allow more than 2 people, you know, a tribe, I guess you could say, or things like that. So now let's jump into when it comes to building mechanics in this game. As you can see, it takes kind of like similar to how it works on us. So we're gonna build a 2x2. Of course, just like an Ark, you know, thatch is the lowest grade. So when you start out with thatch. So the first thing you're gonna do, I'm sorry you're gonna see all this, but like this is I'm right now on what's called a modded server, which is like you could build whatever you want. You have unlimited resources. This is kind of like where people come in to test out their builds and stuff like that, you know, against C4 and stuff like that. So you might hear explosives going off here and there because it might be like people. So let's get that GTFO out of here so like people can't come and try to shoot us and stuff like that. So now when it comes to this, when you first log in and stuff like that, you're gonna need wood in order to craft this. You're gonna need this in order to build anything. In this game, you're gonna need to have this highlighted in order for you to build anything. So like on the hotbar, you see I have this and stuff like that. So I don't know how it's gonna work on the Xbox, but this is how, like, so I have a select on foundation, or I can select on triangle foundation, kind of like it has in Conan. I have a ramp right here and stuff like that. So whenever you craft anything, it's always gonna start out with thatch, just like Ark. So you're gonna have to have some wood on you in order to craft it. Now of course I have unlimited resources. It's gonna happen. As you can see, there was an explosion. Somebody's testing out their build. So now when you go over here, you have to build the hammer. When you go to the hammer and you clicked on it, it's going to get me upgraded to wood, you know, just like an Ark. And then there's stone, you know, so this is going to be the best thing. And then there's metal, which is sheet metal here, it's called. You know, I guess this will be an Ark, like, you know, regular metal. And then I guess upgraded to armor, which is like the hardest metal that exists in this map, at least, or in this game, I should say. So this will be, I guess, tech tier in Ark compared to Ark. So like, you know, a lot of people, like, you see a lot of YouTubers build it and they just be like boom, 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 you know, like just get it to stone, because stone is the easiest thing, and stone is also very hard to break in this game. It's not like Ark at all where you can just, yeah, just break it. No, it's not like that at all. And now the thing about it is that, as you can see, it says 100% stability and stuff like that. Yes, there is such thing as stability. Now what happens is that if the thing is not stable, you could just go on it and click like this, like if you're gonna upgrade it, and there's actually like a demote emoji, I mean, I guess icon, like demolish it. So right here you can't demolish it. So if you want to break this, it's not like an Ark where you just hold it and you can demolish it. No, you actually have to break it. So you have to C4 your own shit or something like that, you know. And then here you go. This is the thing that I was telling you in the beginning. These are the smithies. As you can see, this is a worker level 1, this is a level 2, and this is a level 3. So this will be a level 2, and this is a level 3. Now with these things, if you ever have one in your base, no, you cannot pick them up. So like that's the thing, you can't pick them up. You could rotate them, you know. So what people like to do is they like to hide boxes underneath this, and then they like to rotate them, and then nobody really knows about it sometimes. Who knows? So like a level 1, as you can see, you're gonna be like, as you can see on the bottom right, it says I'm near a worker bench level 1. So whenever I crafted something, or I'm crafting something that needs a level 1 workbench, I'm gonna be near it, and it's gonna be good, because now I could do it. Same thing for level 2, and same thing for level 3. Level 3 I would say is more for like AKs and stuff like that. So now of course if you have a level 3, it's gonna be counted as like a level 2 and a level 1. So if you have a level 3, it's good. But a lot of people will be like, well, fuck it, I'll just get a level 3. Well, look how much it is to make a level. Where's the level 3 at? I think it's right here. The level 3, it takes, oh no, I'm sorry, I've messed up. This is a level 2 and this is a level 3. Okay, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I know if there's people already in the comments blowing me up like, that's not a level 2. But like, you know, this is the level 3 and this is level 2. But like what I was saying, look how much it is to build the level 3. 1,250 scraps. Now when you go hunting for scraps, you're gonna find like 5, 10 and stuff like that. You know, scraps are something rare, and scraps are something that people love to find on the game, because it's, you know, like there's some high quality stuff that takes scraps. Now of course a level 1 only takes 50 scraps, which is not that much. A level 2 is gonna take 500 scraps, you know. I honestly, if you're a solo player, I would just say do level 2. You know, you can start with 1 and stuff like that, and then you could upgrade to like level 2. I mean, there's no upgrading. It's unlike the wall, unlike the doors, you know, you could upgrade them, this stuff, like to like wood or stone and stuff like that. It's not like that at all here. If you place this down, this shit is down now. Like that's it. It's down on the floor. Oh my god, there's somebody shooting in the horizon. Now this thing is down, it's over, man. Like you're stuck basically with this thing, unless you want to pick it down and stuff like that. You know, you can start like hitting it and stuff like that. There you go. You can start just beating on it. As you can see, it loses health. Some people would just continue to do this until they break it, and then they'll just replace it with a level 2. Other people just put a level 1 and then they'll put a level 2, and then did we get DC? Oh man, I think we got DC. Oh no, we didn't. We're just lagging. But so yeah, that's the thing. You know, people would just be like, hey man, I'm gonna break the level 1. You know, I'm gonna just break this damn level 1 and then, you know, build the level 2. So now, if we wanted to break a level 2, it's gonna take a longer, because, you know, this is a lot more hefty. It has a lot more HP. It's gonna take a lot more damage. You know, you could tell by how much health it has by having a hammer, or if it has a little bit under, you know, if it's losing a lot of health, it's just gonna show you without even having the hammer on you. This one has 10k, this one has 700, this one has 500. So of course, as you saw, it's gonna take a while to break this, so you can only imagine how much it's gonna take to break the level 3. Now level 3, it's only for like C4 and stuff like that. Usually this type of stuff, if a solo player, as a solo player, you're never gonna really be able to get it. I mean, there's people that are good at the game and they do get it and stuff like that, so that's a different story. But you know, you would normally see me on my series building like a level 2, a level 1, a level 2. It would be rare for me to build level 3, I think, because I think that's a lot of scrap that is being wasted and stuff like that. And then we come down to like what this is, which is like the thing that I told you to learn blueprints. So now what happens is that you come here, you have this, you put this up here, and it's going to tell you it's going to take 75 scrap to build it. You put it here, and then you go boom, you hit the button learn, and then now you learn it, you bring it down, you hit it, and then you learn the blueprint. And now it would be right here in your inventory. It says you could craft it now. You see, now I think that's like a lot better. Now the good thing about this is that you could just pick this back up. So in conclusion, that's really all I have to say about Rust. Rust is a very, very, very amazing game. For those of you that are bored of Ark and are tired of like things happening in Ark, Rust is definitely a refresher. It's kind of like a new game. I just wanted to explain to you. I mean, there's more in detail when it comes to Rust. You know, when it comes to PvP and stuff like that, there's a lot more to it, but you will learn as you see videos and as you do things like that. I just wanted to explain to you guys the basics so you guys are not frustrated, but like what's going on, what is this and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to explain to you the basics of building and stuff like that, and just guns and smithies and stuff like that. For those of you that are Ark players, for those of you that are returning Rust players, I'm sure that this is like a refresher to you guys. Some of you might have not even watched it, like screw this, I'm not watching this. But yes, I'm gonna start playing this game more often. That doesn't mean that I'm quitting Ark. Some of you always think that I'm quitting Ark, and no, I said, is Ark dead? That's my question. I was just asking a general question of asking. Now, of course, and like I said on the video, I don't want to play official no more. Why? Because official is boring to me now. Like, I just feel like there's no raids ever. Like, you can't do much. People are always, all the mega tribes live on the freaking official server. So I think I'd rather go to small tribes, or like I said, Arkpocalypse, and do seasons on it and stuff like that. So like I said, expect more videos on Rust, expect more videos probably on Ark. Now that I have a new mic, if you guys haven't noticed yet, I have a new mic. I'm using it right now. It's called the Yeti mic. I've been trying to like see how I'm gonna like incorporate it when it comes to Ark and stuff like that, or any Xbox gaming. But I mean, your guys are definitely gonna like it. I hope I bring enough content to you guys so you guys could enjoy, and so on and so on. But until then, guys, I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoy the Rust videos. Okay, bye. Oh dude, I love this gun. Look how many times. This is one thing about Rust, man. When somebody shoots a gun, people could hear this from miles away, and when somebody raids, people run to that. It's like loot, you know. It's crazy. It's really crazy.